I am fucking sick of getting emails from Amazon telling us to watch Rings of Power. I'm not going to watch it. If I wanted to watch some bad Lord of the Rings content, I would just watch the Hobbit trilogy finally. I am never going to watch Rings of Power. That is a promise. I couldn't care less. And when you are casting summit and trying to be progressive, didn't cast Lenny Henry. The man is about as relevant to culture as the Bragazzi steam buggy. I mustn't get started on Sir Lenny, or this will be a 9-hour video. We have Detective Batman today, issue 602, the second part of this trilogy with Gargoyle. It has a maybe okay cover. I didn't mind the cover, but I would have to be backed into a corner to agree that it was a good cover. There is an evil demon called Mahakala, and he identifies himself as the Great Black One. It is almost as if the comic wants me to talk about Lenny Henry. But Mahakala is attacking those badly named gangsters. Mr. Kellogg and whatever the muscle were called. Lumps and Cecil, wasn't it? Something shite like that. Now, right, you might be thinking, have I missed something here? I wanted to present this review exactly how I read it, and I got this far into the issue and went, something is not right here. You see, this is actually issue 603, and I had started reading part 3. So, here is part 2, the actual issue. This one starts with Isaac Christians, the human host of Gargoyle. He is playing chess, and I am very thankful that this chess game is not a metaphor. But he is playing chess with Randu Singh, his culturally diverse friend. This is what you want in Rings of Power, not Lenny fucking Henry. My point about this chess game not being a metaphor for anything is the closest that you're going to get to me giving a compliment to this writer. The writer is the Doctor from Jurassic Park. I think this is a real bargain bin writer. The most bland, the most barely qualified, the most confused. Just a terrible writer. And some people like him, and I would love to hear why. I didn't have any cutaways for this one, so I thought I would just cut away to pictures of me cat. Who's a good little boy? Ah, isn't he special? We have got this stupid cunt called Tenzin Wyatt. He is in league with the evil demon Mahakala. Even the name for the evil demon is rubbish. It sounds like something that a drunkard lying in a gutter would groan at you. This is a very, very average story at best. As far as Gargoyle stories go, it's okay. There's definitely worse Gargoyle stories. And there is definitely worse Gargoyle stories by the Doctor from Jurassic Park. Here is Mr. Kellogg and his goons. Tenzin owes them money and they are wanting to collect it, and look at those eyes. You might not have realised this, but this is a Batman story. Tenzin summons Mahakala, who saves them from Mr. Kellogg's heavies. I would have called them Corn and Flakes, 'cause of Kellogg's. Cornflakes. Corn and Flakes. They would probably be more intimidating names than fucking Lumps and Cecil. This won't become a thing, by the way, just replacing all the cutaways with photos of me cat. Isn't he a looker, though? We eventually get to Batman fighting Mahakala and the gangsters. I was fucking bored with this story before I even started reading it. Sometimes I like really run-of-the-mill stories or ideas, but they usually have a purpose or something unique in there. This is boilerplate shite. There is nought to invest in. There is ultimately nought to hold your attention. You are just as nourished from looking at the covers to the free issues as you are having read them. In this one, if you look off to the side, to the left, that is the shed that I record music in. I call it Red House, after a song by Shudder to Think. It needs another coat of paint because it looks more like Orange House at the minute. You know what though? I'm not sure of it, but I think Lumps dies here. R.I.P. Lumps. I didn't know though, because I thought we saw him at the start of part 3. I am going to say something very bold here. Batman, he probably shouldn't fight evil demons. It is not a good thing to have Batman fight. In general, if you have a story about an evil demon, and I mean an evil demon, not a human being described as a demon because he is evil like Ra's al Ghul. If you have a story about some Tibetan man who summons an evil demon called Mahakala, it's probably not a Batman story, is it? If you do a story like this, you need a lot better a writer than a character from Jurassic Park. Look at the little baby. One thing with this story is there is a real case of when are they gonna get to the fireworks factory? We know Gargoyle is part of this story. Maybe not in part 1. Maybe in part 1 you can read it unaware that Gargoyle is going to end up in the story. But we started this issue with Isaac Christians, so you know Gargoyle is going to get involved. And it feels like you're just waiting around for that. We didn't see him this issue either. Actual Gargoyle. We didn't see him. Oh no! How did that get in there? How embarrassing! What a mix-up! I look like a tiny version of Timmy Mallet there. That was when I went on a date when I was 4. Didn't work out in the end. We were just too different. I was a boy and she was a girl. At the age, that was too much of a gap between us. It couldn't work. I tell you what, in that photo, I look like someone who could grow up to be Cecil. Batman, he gets to get help from Isaac Christians. He wants him to lend a hand since he is an occult expert. This is the best scene of the issue here, but that is really not saying much. I didn't think I should have started reviewing this three-parter because not only do I think the writer is pants, but like most his work, there is not a tremendous amount of content within worth discussing. Regrettably, I'll give it 7 thumbs up, and I will be awaiting someone in the comments pointing out that I unintentionally paraphrased the lyrics to Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne in this video.